For 5 years, I did everything right. I saved every single penny for my dream home. Every sacrifice, every skip night out, it was all for one goal. And then, at a family reunion of all places, my own sister and her husband took it all. This is the story of how I fought back.
$87,000. Just let that sink in for a second. That wasn't just some number on a screen. That was 5 years of my life. That was 30% of every paycheck, driving a beat-up 10-year-old car, wearing thrift store clothes, and saying no to my friends again and again and again. That was my future.
And this is what my brother-in-law Brandon actually said to my face when I confronted him. No apology, no shame, just that. The absolute entitlement, it felt like getting punched in the gut.
So yeah, my dream was shattered, just like that. But something else kind of rose up from the wreckage, a fight in me I never knew I had. What happened next wasn't just about getting my money back. It was about taking my life back.
My dream was so clear in my head, a beautiful brownstone in Lincoln Park, Chicago. I'm a financial analyst. I know, the irony is not lost on me. So I had this whole meticulous 5-year plan. I just wanted some security, some roots, a place that was mine. That's it. That's all I wanted.
I mean, I was so disciplined. And you know how families can be, right? There's always the responsible one, and then there are the others. While I was packing my lunch every day, my sister Tiffany and her husband Brandon were lurching from one financial crisis to the next. Our parents always said, family helps family. I just never ever imagined that to them, helping meant just taking.
Which brings us to the family reunion. It was at my parents' lake cabin. It was supposed to be our happy place, our safe space. But this time, it was just the scene of the crime. And looking back, man, the warning signs were flashing like neon lights. This wasn't some spur-of-the-moment thing. It was a whole 3-day operation. On Friday, he's acting like my best friend. By Saturday at dinner, he's grilling me about my down payment, how much I had, if it was ready to transfer. And then on Sunday, my own sister hugs me like she's never going to see me again. I thought it was sweet. Turns out, it was pure guilt.
Honestly, it's kind of shocking how blatant they were. A brand new Rolex on his wrist, a shiny new diamond bracelet on hers. I even remember seeing that my banking app had been recently opened on my phone, and I just blew it off. Thought it was a glitch. I was so caught up in the happy family vibe that I completely missed the predators right in front of my face.
And this was the moment it all went down. So simple, so innocent, right? My phone just died. I didn't think twice. I just unlocked my phone and handed it right to him. He said he needed to check a work email. Yeah, the only work he was doing was robbing me blind.
So I drove back to Chicago Sunday night feeling on top of the world, genuinely excited. Monday morning comes, I wake up, make my coffee, and sit down to call my real estate agent. I was literally about to make an offer on my dream home. My whole future was right there, just one phone call away.
I opened up my banking app, just to have everything ready for the wire transfer. This is what I was supposed to see. $87,000. The result of 5 years of hard work and dreaming, sitting right there. And this is what I saw instead. $3,211. My brain just couldn't process it. I remember closing the app and opening it again, thinking it had to be a mistake. It wasn't. The room started to spin, and I literally ran to the bathroom and got sick. The transaction history laid out the whole ugly story. 3 separate transfers, $29,000 each, spread across the weekend. They were so methodical. They kept each one just under the $30,000 limit that would have probably triggered an immediate fraud alert. This wasn't a crime of opportunity. This was planned.
So of course, I call my parents, totally panicked. But they had already gotten the cover story from Brandon, some fantasy about a big investment that paid off. And even when I told them the truth, their first reaction was to keep things quiet, to protect the family's image. My dad actually said to me, family is thicker than water. That's when I knew. I was all alone in this. And that's when the part of me that always tried to keep the peace just died.
Look, they chose betrayal. They spat on every sacrifice I'd ever made. And my parents wanted me to choose family peace over justice? Over myself? No way. Not this time. For the first time in my life, I refused to be the one who had to sacrifice for everyone else's comforts. I chose me.
My best friend Julia, she was my rock. She told me, listen, this isn't about the money anymore. This is about you standing up for yourself. So with her help, I got methodical.
I hired a lawyer who specialized in this exact kind of family fraud. We gathered evidence, I'm talking phone records, even security footage from the cabin that literally showed Brandon hunched over my phone. We built an absolutely ironclad case.
So about a week later, I drove back to their house. But this time, I wasn't filled with grief. I was filled with purpose. I sent a simple text, said I was coming over to discuss a family matter. They had absolutely no idea what was waiting for them.
Brandon opened the door with this smug, arrogant look on his face. He actually thought I was there to cry and beg. When I told him they had one chance to return the money before I involved the courts, he just laughed. Laughed right at me. He was so sure he'd gotten away with it.
Oh, but he had no idea. I wasn't there with empty threats. I was there with consequences. And right as he's laughing, there's this loud knock at the door. And in that moment, his whole world was about to change.
Because in walked 2 police officers, a fraud investigator from the bank, and my lawyer. And right behind them, just as I had planned, our parents walked in. You should have seen the smug look just melt off Brandon's face. It was replaced by pure, raw fear. It was over.
The aftermath was, well, it was messy, but it was necessary. Faced with a mountain of evidence, the legal process moved pretty quick. The real work, though, was rebuilding, not just my savings account, but my entire understanding of what family is supposed to be.
So, here's the final score. Brandon took a plea deal, probation, and full court-ordered restitution. Payback time. Tiffany actually separated from him and started some serious therapy, finally taking a look at her own choices. And me? I got my money back. I bought a different house, a better one actually. But the most important thing I got was the ability to set boundaries, hard ones.
You know, I learned a really hard lesson. Sometimes the family you're born into isn't the one that really has your back. The family you choose, the friends like Julia who stand by you, no questions asked, that's the real deal. It taught me that real loyalty isn't blind. It's not a weapon to be used to keep you in line. It has to be about respect.
And that's really the question I had to figure out the hard way, isn't it? What is the line between helping your family and just enabling their bad behavior? Standing up for yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. And sometimes holding people accountable is the most loving thing you can possibly do. For everyone involved, but most of all, for you.